Hello, Matuji, and you're watching Hornbill TV. Monsoon season is at its peak, and Nagaland, like most of the states, is grappling with waterlogging and landslides. This is also a particularly challenging time for the road sector and construction companies, not to mention commuters. A notable example is NH-29, the highway connecting Kohima to Dimapur, which has been blocked for the past few weeks due to a landslide. This landslide continues to claim substantial space in the media. Today we have someone with us who is closely associated with the road sector and also have knowledge of the landslide near Zubza on National Highway 29. His name is KP Verma and he is the Vice President of Brand Eagle, a construction company based in Arunachal Pradesh. So we have KP Verma here with us. Hi sir, first of all, thank you so much for agreeing to speak to us. And as we know that the blockage of NH-29 is a burning topic here in Nagaland as of now, but before we get into that, and we'll be discussing about the work there and also the challenges faced there working there. But before we begin with that, could you tell us more about yourself and the company Brand Eagle as well?
Yes, of course. First of all, I would like to thank you and your viewers about the issue which we are going to share with the viewers. So, I am KP Verma, just you have told me, and I am working for Brand Eagle company as a VP technical. See, my company is based on Arunachal Pradesh based company. He is working in infrastructure development activity, mainly in road construction work. We have about more than 10-year experience of constructing roads, highway and building, etc. Now, we have two projects in your Nagaland.
Okay.
One is package 3 from Dimapur to Kohima road and package 1 in Kohima bypass. These two projects are on EPC mode. EPC means engineering, procurement and construction. That is, the contractor has to first design and drawing. That is, this is the scope of the contractor to make design and drawing as per the specification given in the contract. Second one is procurement. In procurement, the contractor has to procure the material required for the construction of the highway. And third one is construction. Construction is the main activity as given in the contract. Okay. So, this is the EPC contract, and in EPC contract there is the scope which are given in schedule B and C, and the contractor has to execute exactly as the scope given in B and C.
Right. So yes. You won't be able to explain the scope, of course, since it's
yes. A scope means now in this, if I am talking about package 3, Dimapur to Kohima road, package 3, NH-29 old and new NH2. It's a 4-lane project. In 4-lane project, we have to construct the road. As well as some protection work like breast wall, retaining wall, drain, walls, and there is some a few structures we have to construct.
All right.
Yes.
Then, could you tell us about since when has Brand Eagle taken up the construction work there in NH-29 there?
Since we have got this project in October 2023. Since then we are working and we will complete. See, it's a 2 years project. Because we have to complete all the scope within 2 years. So, we will comfortably complete the work within 2 years.
Okay. Sir, but considering the fact that there's landslides in that area, so is the company also confident that the work will be done in 2 days if the landslide keeps happening like this?
This is the most challenging job for me. Since, first of all, I would like to explain that the landslide scope is given to a separate agency.
Right.
The NH-29 has engaged Mecca Ferry as agency to do this work. So, wherever the slope protection work is going on, that is the scope in Mecca Ferry. Okay. That is the Mecca Ferry will do this work.
Okay.
Now, the landslide which has happened at kilometer 164. That is also under the scope of the Mecca Ferry.
Okay.
And NH-29 has already allotted the work to him only.
Okay. Then what are the other challenges that you face when it comes to execution of work there, when it comes to construction?
See, the only one, the challenge is, the most important challenge is the landslide clearance.
Right.
Because we have to complete the project within 2 years. And this would only be happened if the landslide clearance as well as the protection of slope is stabilized by the agency hired by the NHIDCL. If that work is not completed by the agency, we will not complete the work within 2 years.
Right. Okay, so I was also made aware that when it comes to landslide, minor landslides, for example, I mean, what we know is that the landslide that happened just now is a major landslide. It stretches, it's a long stretch of landslide. But when it comes to minor landslides, does the construction company who's taking up the construction work take it up, or is it like you mentioned,
See,
like companies like
except
Mecca Ferry?
these 12 locations where the work is to be taken by the separate agency, we are constructing breast wall for protecting the minor landslides.
Okay, so that's the steps that the construction company is
Yes,
taking.
yes, we are
Okay.
we are responsible for that.
Okay, and sir, can you also tell us about the viewers are very much keen and eager to know about the updates and the work that is being done there right now to clear the blockage, because it's been some weeks now. So could you also tell, you also have a part there, so could you tell us more about the update on the clearance also, if you have any, if you can
See,
share?
we have been clearing the debris, that is landslides, since last 3 months, but nowadays it's become more challenging due to the heavy rainfall. This is a part of this, since the NHIDCL has already engaged Mecca Ferry to do this work, so it's the responsibility of Mecca Ferry to do. But one thing I am clearly tell here, that Mecca Ferry is not doing the work as per their responsibility,
Right.
because they have to engage at least 6 to 7 excavator and about 15 highway to clear that debris. But the machinery engaged by him as of now is 2 excavator and 3 to 4 highway. This is insufficient, and if they are doing this such type of work, the land side clearance will not be clear even within a month also. So I request him also and your viewers that the Mecca Ferry should be compelled to increase the machinery so that the landslide will be clear within 2 to 3 days.
Okay.
And if they will do honestly, then it will be clear within 2 to 3 days.
Okay.
Yes.
So, like you've been mentioning, it is the responsibility of the assigned contractors or
Yes.
assigned company, Mecca Ferry. So, could you please elaborate more on that? What are they, besides cleaning the clearing
See,
slopes as such? What are the
Besides
responsibilities?
clearance is the additional work. They will have to protect the landslide area, that is slope stabilization work. They will have to do slope stabilization work before the landslide, because the landslide is due to the unstable slope. So they will have their main duty is to make the slope stabilize. To make the slope stabilize, there are so many methods, by vegetation, by soil nailing, or so many ways. But the ways he is doing, but nowadays he is not doing that work. He is only engaging in the clearance of the debris. But the actual work he has to do is to make the slope stabilize, so that such incident will not happen again and again.
So, go for prevention rather than
Yes.
acting when,
See,
working when.
its main duty, its main scope is to prevent the landslide.
Right.
But that work he will not do in rainy season. He will have to wait when the season is clear, that is when the rain is stopped and the soil is somewhat less moist, because nowadays the soil is so many moist, so the protection work will not be carried out nowadays.
So would you also say that you're implying that because them not taking that much responsibility of preventing the landslide or other minor landslide, also your work is also being hindered when it comes to the construction around that stretch?
Yes, of course. Actually, the total landslide area where they will have to do the protection work is 3 km, we have got 14 kilometer project length. So, out of 14 kilometer, 3.5 kilometer length is under the scope of Mr. Mecca Ferry, MS Mecca Ferry. So, when they will complete the slope protection work, then only we can do the construction work there.
Okay.
So, if they will not complete the work within the time specified to him, then our work will also got delay.
Okay. Sir, so when it comes to the clearing of landslide and the debris there, is your company also helping out with the clearance? Is there any machineries that from your company that you have been using or anything as such?
Of course, for the public interest, we have engaged 5 to 6 excavator and 15 hiva for landslide clearance since last 3 months, and we have a huge loss by doing so. And I request the authority also, that is NH-29, to compensate these losses as per the provision of contract.
Okay. So even now the company is doing helping out the Mecca ferry to clear up the lane. Is it correct, sir?
Of course, it's a partial correct because I am not help him because I am only doing for the public interest.
Okay, so it's for the public interest. So
Yes, yes, yes.
Was there any request from the government or the NH-29 for asking you to help them out in clearing the debris there?
Yes, NH-29 is compelling us to do, and we are, of course we are doing also. But once again I am telling, it's not my responsibility, and this fact also known to the authority and government of Nagaland.
So it is not your responsibility, but you are doing it for the interest of the public.
Yes, yes, only I am doing for the interest of public.
In that case, we are very thankful to you also, sir.
Thanks.
And okay, since you have been working there for quite some time now, last October 2023,
yes.
Since last October, could you tell us more about the geographical factors that contributes to the landslide there in that area?
There are so many factors. Exactly, we can't say that what are the factors acting there for landslide, but there are so many factors like natural factors. Natural factor means earthquake, rain, volcanic eruptions. These are the natural factor which causes landslide. Number 2 is the human factors, human activities like construction activity, deforestation, cultivation. These are also causes landslide. And number 3rd is soil erosion. Soil erosion is also a cause of a landslide. But what are the exact reason of landslide, that will be only predicted after the soil investigation report.
Alright. And so as we know that landslide in that area is quite frequent. If it rains a little bit, it's the landslide and rock slide, it keeps happening, and this is not the first time. So would you also say that even in the previous years, the construction companies, they were compelled, whatever construction companies took up the contract there, they were compelled to clear the debris whenever a landslide happened, even though it was not their responsibility or it was not in their contract to do so? Did it also happen in the previous years? Are you do you have any clue on?
Actually, we have came here only after October 2023, because that time is there is monsoon is over, so can't say because this is generally happen in the monsoon. So I came here, I got the project after monsoon, so we can't say that whether the previous contractor will do this work or not. I can't say, but probably it would be it could happen at that time also, because see in northeast region the hills are generally unstable, and everywhere in northeast region the landslide occurs, and there is a huge loss of resources, public and private property also.
Since it is mentioned that your company is based in Arunachal Pradesh,
yes,
is this your first project here in Nagaland?
Yes, of course. We have already completed one project in package 1 in Nagaland, sorry, Dimapur Kohima project in 2028.
Okay. And
sorry, 2018.
2018.
Yes.
Then when it comes to Arunachal Pradesh and other states, I'm pretty sure that you have done such construction works in other places also. Is it correct, sir?
Yes.
So did anything as such happened that you had to had to take the responsibilities to clear out the debris whenever there was landslide? Or
Yes,
is it the first
if
time?
it is mentioned in our scope, in some project, the authority has mentioned this work in our scope also. There our responsibility is to clear not only to clear the scope, but to make the slope stable.
Okay. So it depends on the.
It depends on the scope given in Schedule B.
Okay.
If it is given, then our responsibility will be to do the slope stabilization and clear the debris. At that case, I will not ask question from the NHIDCL or Government of Nagaland or Mecca-Ferry to do this work, because in that case, it's our responsibility to do.
Okay. But did they was there any kind of situation as such that it was not mentioned in the scope, but you had to do it in other areas also, or is this the first time that it has happened?
It's the first time it has happened, because in everywhere it is mentioned in our scope, because the landslide clearance as well as protection of work is given in the scope of contractor, the main contractor, and the main contractor is doing that. But here, this is the specific case where the landslide clearance as well as slope protection work is given to Mecca-Ferry.
Okay. So how do the authorities, when it comes to road construction, it's just not one company but a little so many other, it's a teamwork, right, when it comes to that. So how do the authorities plan to communicate, update and safety
Actually, the safety for the traffic users is our responsibility. We have installed the traffic signboards in the Kohima side and Dimapur side that landslide clearance is going on. So the traffic has to divert through the other route. They will have to use another route to go to Kohima or from Kohima to Dimapur.
Okay. Like you've mentioned, we can't just when these things are bound to happen, landslides and hilly areas like Nagaland, and the NH-29 stretch is also one stretch where rock slide and landslide, it happens quite often. So would you also suggest some preventive measures for the state government also, and anybody, those people taking up construction works there? Is there any preventive measures that you would want to suggest?
See, to make DPR, because the project is floated based on the DPR. So the government should suggest the DPR consultant, that is authority NHIDCL also suggest the DPR consultant to make the provision of slope protection work in this area, because generally the government of Nagaland as well as the authority NHIDCL is taking less care on this. So the government should care more about the protection of slope rather than the preparation of road, because they are investing more money on road, but they are giving less importance on the slope protection work. So I suggest the authority as well as the government of Nagaland to give more priority on the protection of hill slope, so that such incident will never happen.
So lastly, a section of the society might understand, the viewers also, they might understand how this construction works here also, but for the layman like us, we don't have much idea about how, what kind of jobs some are supposed to do and what they are not supposed to do, and what are the certain responsibilities also, like you have mentioned about the scopes that you have signed and the segments that you're supposed to cover. Yes. So the viewers, mostly for the layman, they would just blame the contractor who is doing the construction work also. So is there any kind of educational kind of thing you'd want to share with our viewers?
Actually, see, of course you are right that the public do not know about the scope of work which are assigned to the contractor. So I suggest them that you ask the authority or contractor to provide the scope of work. He will provide it. If the NHIDCL is asked to provide the scope of work given to Brand Eagle or given to the Mecca-Ferry, they will provide it. And in that scope, you will see what are the work given to the Brand Eagle and what are the work given to the Mecca-Ferry. So in this way, because see, just the public will ask, give me Schedule B and C and if the authority give this B and C, they will easily find what are the scope given in the contract and what are the activity the contractor has to do in the work. So, nothing is to do, only the public should ask the authority to provide the scope given in the contract.
Okay.
And if they are providing, they will see what are the work given to him.
Okay. So, in this situation and in this current situation, has your company also been blamed for this taking so long, and even though it's not your responsibility to do so? Were there any questions raised on your company as well as to why it's taking so long about the debris, the clearance that's going on right now?
Yes, sir. Since just before you have just asked that public will don't know about the scope. So, generally the public is asking the question like that, why the debris is not cleared, but the public should know that this is not the scope of Brownigal, this is the scope of work which is assigned to the Mecca ferry, and they should ask the same question with the Mecca ferry to answer the question, because they will better answer this question, how long it will take to clear the debris and how long it will take to make the slope stabilize.
Okay. So, since you have been on ground working for clearing, the company has been on ground working on clearing the debris, according to sources, what we got to know was that finding a dumping ground for to dump all the debris was also a problem.
Yes,
so would
yes,
you please
yes,
elaborate on that as well?
Yes, this is a more challenging job here. I am seeing since last 2 to 3 months that nobody will provide the dumping yard. Actually, I haven't requested authority, even government of Nagaland, that please provide dumping yard, so that in the interest of public will throw the debris there and clear the road. But there is much problem to provide a dumping yard by the authority and by the Nagaland government.
Okay. So, that was the biggest issue here.
Yes, this is the biggest issue. This is one of the biggest issue to clear the debris and throw the road to the public.
So, sir, is there any update on that as well? Did they find a dumping ground as of now to?
Actually, yesterday we have got a dumping yard there, but at night itself some people came and stopped that dumping yard. They told me that you can't throw the debris here. Then that work has stopped. Even today, after 10 o'clock, I think after 10 a.m. I got a small dumping yard where we can throw only about 1,000 cubic meter material there, but we have to clear more than 10,000 cubic meter material. So, it is a more challenging job to provide a dumping yard for dumping the material.
So, when you don't find a dumping yard close by the landslide area, is it much of a challenge that again you have to carry the debris over again?
See, if you will get the dumping yard close to our project incident area, then it will be easy to throw the debris there and clear the road within short period of time. But if you got the dumping yard more than 2 to 3 kilometer, then it will take more time to clear the debris and throw the road to the public.
So then what was the contribution of the government here also to find a dumping ground like that, since you said would they any help?
Yes, they will have to support to find the dumping yard nearer to the site so that we can dump or Mega Ferry will dump the material there and throw the road and clear the road for the public.
Okay, so are they being any helpful?
Yes, it is helpful for us if I will get the dumping yard closer to the site.
Okay. So as of now, they did not take any major steps to find a dumping ground there?
No. This is the issue. This is the main issue. I have requested so many times to the NH-29 and government of Nagaland to please provide, to kindly provide the dumping yard nearer to the site so that the debris can be thrown and road can throw to the traffic, but it would never happen till now.
So, sir, like you mentioned that your company has been working on finding the dumping yard, and also like you mentioned you got it yesterday and you've dumped a few of the debris there. What about Mega Ferry also? I mean, of course you won't be able to answer for them, but since you guys are working hand in hand somehow for that, did they also find a dumping ground as such, or would it be the same?
Actually, they should find the dumping yard also, but I think he is not able to find the dumping yard because there is some local issue also,
Right.
and he is new to this area, newer to this area, so he is not able to find the dumping yard, and this is the main reason that the debris has not been cleared yet.
So, this might be a little controversial question also, but on a scale of maybe 100%, how are you doing, like how much of the percentage that your company is doing to clear the debris, and what's Mega Ferry's work?
See, there is no question of percentage. I am doing, I have told that on the instruction of authority I am doing this work, and there is no percentage how much the work assigned to me and how much the work is assigned to Mega Ferry. Its total work is assigned to the Mega Ferry, and it has the responsibility to clear the debris, but I am helping him only on the instruction of authority.
Okay. So, like you have mentioned, it's not your job, but
Yes.
you're doing it for the public.
Yes.
Right. Okay. Thank you so much for your information, sir. I
thanks,
think that's
thanks.
about all. And also, thank you so much for helping us out also in clearing the debris, I guess. I
Okay,
think.
thanks.
Okay. I think that's about all for today. So, that was Mr. Verma, the vice president of Brand Eagles Company, construction company based in Arunachal Pradesh that is working in NH-29 here for the construction work here. And after speaking to him, we got to know about the challenges that the construction companies face when it comes to construction works there in NH-29 stretch, which being landslides and rock slides, and also when it comes to problems as such, finding a dumping yard, like we have been putting it up in our news also. It's one of the challenges that the construction companies also face. He has also highlighted us and our viewers about the scopes that the contractors sign or the companies sign when it comes to work, and the responsibilities that they all hold. Cleared out some of the misconceptions that we all had about construction works, also about the responsibilities that they have, the things that they're bound to do and they're not responsible to do also. So I think the viewers are now more clear about that as well. So that's all we have for now. Keep watching Hornbill TV.